Hey guys, today I'm going to show you how easy it is to record great sounding metal guitar simply by plugging into the front of the Clarett 2Pre interface. I'm also going to show you how to record the DI and a mic'd amplifier simultaneously to give you more options on mixdown. We'll be using a variety of different plugins to show you the exceptional low latency throughout the recording process. Today I'm going to be playing on a Gibson Les Paul going through a Blackstar ID 15 TVP amp. We've gone to the trouble of recording loads of drum tracks for you to play and record along to, so make sure you register the interface and download the sample pack. Plug your speakers into outputs 1 and 2 using balanced jack leads, then connect the Thunderbolt cable, power supply and switch on the unit. So now we've connected our 2Pre to our Mac, all we need to do is plug our guitars straight into input 1. Now open Focusrite Control and we need to change the input from line to instrument. On opening Focusrite Control, click on Load from Device, click on Device Settings and then change line to inst on analog input 1. You can also switch on and off air as you so wish here. So now we need to just check our level and make sure our input isn't going into the red. A constant green light means it's a healthy signal. So before we start recording, I want to talk to you about the low latency that you experience when you're using the Clarett 2Pre Thunderbolt interface. We've got the metal amp plugin loaded on our channel and there's no noticeable latency whatsoever. And also what I'm going to do is send it to a bus channel where I've loaded in some Softube plugins that come with the 2Pre interface bundled. So I've loaded the TS-AR1R reverb and the tube delay, and I've also got a bit of EQ to scoop out everything below 200 Hz just to remove any unwanted low rumble frequencies from the mix. So now if I send this guitar channel to that bus, you'll also hear there's no latency whatsoever. And this makes the creative process so much more enjoyable, knowing that there's nothing confusing to interrupt with the recording side of it. So now I'm ready, I'm going to hit record and record my first guitar line. Okay, now I'm going to hit Command and D and duplicate that channel, and I'm going to record in the same thing again. Okay, so now I've got two guitar tracks that are nearly identical, played in twice, and this is a little technique that gives your track a little bit of stereo depth quite easily. So all you need to do is pan one guitar hard left and one guitar hard right. And firstly, if we listen to them centrally, you can see the difference. So I'll play it back. And now if I pan them hard left and hard right, you'll notice a difference. So you can see now the track is sounding a bit wider and it's sounding a bit heavier as well. So next up, I'm going to show you how to record the DI and a mic'd amplifier simultaneously. First, we've got to set up the cables with the interface and set a microphone up in front of the amp. So here I'm taking a line out of output 3 to the amp. So I'm going to be recording the Blackstar with a Shure SM57, and you can experiment as much as you want with mic positionings against amp cones. I've found from experience that the center of the cone never seems to let me down. Other people will disagree, but I'm just going to show you a quick trick on how to find the center of a speaker cone. I'm using a phone, an iPhone, and the light off the camera, and if I hold it against the cloth and move it around, you can see the center of the cone, and then you can move the mic accordingly until you've got the sweet spot. So now that we've put a mic in front of the amp and we've plugged that into input 2 of the Clarett, we need to send some signal from input 1, or the DI of the guitar, out of output 3 into the amp. So in Focusrite Control, we need to go to Mixing and Routing, and we've got an output of 3 going into the amp. So we need to create output 3, like so. And I'm going to label the inputs DI guitar and the mic, which is an SM57. And in monitor outputs 1 and 2, we want to hear both the DI and the SM57 in front of the amp. And in line outputs 3 and 4, we need to create a custom mix whereby we cut out analog 2, because we don't want to hear a duplicate of the mic, otherwise it'll cause a feedback loop. I've also removed the playback 1 and 2 from this custom mix as well, because we don't want to hear the drums and the other backing instruments going into the amp. So I've killed that as well. So now I go to File, save the snapshot, Focusrite Reamp, and you can now download this as part of this tutorial. So now we've got the DI and we've got the microphone. We need to set the level on the 2Pre so it doesn't go into the red. So that seems fine. And in Logic, I'm going to create 2 channels, one for the DI and one for the mic. I'm going to tick the ascending input box here, so it creates 2 channels, input 1 and input 2. And now these are going to be my DI and the Blackstar amp. Now click on Record Enable and Input Monitor. Turn up the volume and record my part in. So I'm also going to record a harmony part, so I'm going to select the DI channel and press Command and D, and the Blackstar channel and press Command and D, and I've duplicated those 2 channels. I'll just move the Blackstar channel above, so now we've got the DI here, we'll call that DI2, and the Blackstar 2. Record, enable both these channels. And I'm going to record in my harmony part. So now we're done recording. What I'm going to do is edit these 2 parts. So I'm going to highlight all 4 parts and select the scissors tool here. Hold Control and cut out all of the unwanted noise coming from the amp. So I'll delete that and delete these as well. Then I'm going to highlight all of these parts and fade them in very subtly and out, and this just removes any kind of pops or clicks on entry of the part. Now we just need to mix the levels. So by selecting the mixer view, you can highlight all 4 and then play it back and pull the volumes down. We can also solo the amp parts only. I'll just switch record enable off so that you can then adjust what they sound like. Then if I highlight these two channels, I can send them to our effects bus. And I can also add in a little bit of the clean signal from our DI as well. So you're mixing both the Blackstar amp and the DI of the guitar. So now let's have a little listen to what we've made quite quickly. Now obviously you can spend a lot more time getting the parts recorded in a lot tighter, and you can experiment more with sounds, but this is just a very quick tutorial to show you how you can record some great sounding metal guitar simply by plugging in and reamping with the Clarett 2Pre.